Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show. I'm your host Khalid Mohidin. This is the show where we talk about all the major talking points in South African cricket. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 4-day series, wrapping up round two, where there's been some great victories and one particular draw. So, we're obviously going to get a buy on the show to have a conversation with us and give us some updates on some of the top performances. Some of the Proteas guys have performed really well, so we obviously want to talk about that and whether they're actually putting up their hand for Protea selection down the line, for Test selection down the line. You know, this particular tournament is going to be a direct feeder into that. But it's also good for these players to also get their skills up and to get their blood flowing and boiling for some of the guys that are going to be playing in the limited over series as well. But before we get started, guys, please don't forget to subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos. Now let's get into today's topic and let's bring on Abai, who has been doing all of our raps for the entire series so far. So welcome to the show, Abai. Again, great to chat to you.
Good morning, Khalid, and good morning to all the cricket fanatics who are tuning in. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. So let's talk about this particular thing. Like the show is called, let's talk about it. Update the guys about this round of fixtures because we were looking at some interesting events that were happening all around the ground. Just update the guys on some of the results that happened.
First of all, Tabraiz Shamsi, he was unbelievable. 8 for 32, and it was a pretty straightforward victory for the Titans against the Warriors. So that was game one. And also big ups to the Cobras. I think Kyle Verena, Tony DeZorzi, and George Linda and Andre Berger, they put in a tremendous effort to save the game and script an improbable draw. So well played to the Cobras. And finally, the Knights, amazing victory against the Dolphins. Mikhail Pretorius, excellent 4-wicket haul, and a lot of key players stepping up to the plate. So that's the wrap on the second game for each of the 6 teams.
Yeah. The one that really stands out to me is actually the Cobras actually taking that draw because, I mean, they really struggled in that particular game to find runs. I mean, obviously, Tony DeZorzi and Kyle Verena. Kyle Verena, particularly for me, that's a guy that really stands out to me because he's doing it over and over and over again for the Cobras. He's gotten them out of trouble so many times. I mean, in the previous match, he gave them opportunity to maybe get a win out of that game, but alas, they didn't get to do that. But he got them into a competitive position in the last game against the Titans at home. Again, this particular game, making a massive score over here in this one too. I know he hasn't pushed on to get those centuries yet, and he needs to learn how to convert those because I think that's going to be the difference between him getting a test call up and him not getting a test call up. So obviously that was an amazing performance from that end. I wish I was there at the games, been able to see it. I wish you were able to see it as well because I mean it would be great to be able to see these games live. But you mentioned it, yes, Tabraiz Shamsi. How significant do you think that is? I know you said it in your rap already. Guys, you can go find that rap, obviously. You can find it on cricketfanaticsmag.com. It's Abai's been updating us on all the franchise games. It's a fantastic effort from him. And he's getting it out quite quickly, even though he has to wake up early and then start catching up on all the games, etc. But I mean, he's been diligent, staying late at night, looking at the fixtures as well, and keeping up to date with everything. So thanks a lot for all the efforts that you're putting in there, guys. Go to cricketfanatics.com for that. So with the Tabraiz, what do you think about that particular performance? How does that help him with regards to his test push?
You know, before I was going to talk about Shamsi, I just wanted a quick mention about the Cobras, considering they're a very new look team. If you compare last season's team to this team, there are a lot of young players, and to see a lot of them stepping up and performing like this and saving the game, I think it's a very good sign for South African cricket in general. So now let's get into Shamsi's performance. So I remember he did play a test match against Australia a few years ago, and then he got called up for the Sri Lankan tour. So he played a couple of test matches, but since then he's been more of a white ball feature for the Proteas. And I think this game, when he took 8 wickets, I think that's a testament to his ability across formats. And I think he's trying to prove a point. He's trying to get back into test plans. And should he maintain this sort of consistency, that's well and truly likely to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I did try to get an interview with him this evening. He wasn't available tonight because it was too short notice, but he will be able to chat to us tomorrow. So, guys, I'm going to do a live with him at 6 o'clock tomorrow where you guys get
Sweet.
to ask him questions. So, hopefully, I must just get in contact with him again and just double confirm that. Don't hold me to it quite yet. You'll see it on social media before, and I've confirmed it with him tomorrow. But I'm hoping to get that out to you guys. Another amazing performance. Well, I just want to go out back to the Cobras quickly in defense of
Of
the Cobras
course.
because there's been a lot of talk about yes, but they're a young team that can't be the excuse every single year. But the difference is that there was a lot of experienced players in the last year's campaign. Yes, there were some young players coming through the system. Ashel Prince has been pushing for that, but now
Hmm.
these younger players have now gotten the experience to be able to now lead, but they are still very young and
Of
still need to
course.
get a lot of experience. Plus, there's a whole new look. It's a whole new look Cobras team, a whole new look leadership team as well. So that's going to be a very big test. And I'm glad that they actually drew this game because it actually means that they can now maybe try to recover in the next one. It doesn't mean that they're completely out of everything. So they still
Right.
can push. So I'm hoping that they can get a couple of wins on the bounce so we can see these players. Remember, I'm in form. It will happen. So luckily for the Cobras, I know unlucky that they lost, but luckily for the Cobras, it might work out like this because cricket sometimes works out like this. At this particular time, all the top batsmen have failed. Besides Peter Manan getting off century over there, but the top guys that people would rely on, like Hamza and Yanaman Malan, etc., they haven't really gotten off the ground or get off the ground running. So hopefully they'll be able to kick on altogether in the next few matches from a Cobras perspective. So hopefully that is the case with the Cobras, that they all come on form at the same time. But
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, so looking at last season's squad, Rory Kleinfeld retired, and now I think he's in the coaching setup with the under-19s. Correct me if I'm wrong.
yeah,
Um,
he's helping out
uh,
there as a consultant.
but you notice something like as the experienced players slowly start to leave the scene, there's more of an onus on the younger players, and considering the fact that they performed this well so early on, I think only better times are ahead for the Cape Cobras.
Mhm. Another amazing performance. Let's move on to some of the other fixtures again. I was really chuffed to see Reynard van Tonde put in a performance like he did. Guys, I will be getting an interview with Reynard van Tonde tomorrow at some point. I need to contact him as well. There's a lot of people I have to contact tonight just to confirm certain things. But Reynard scored an amazing century. And it's showing because a lot of the times with the younger players, we say, yeah, they had an amazing first season and they're not able to do it again in the following season. I never had a doubt when it comes to Reiner van Donde, purely because of his mental capacity and his mental ability that he has. He's always showed a mental toughness, and I think that is key. It's what makes Calvin Reina such a great player. It's his mental toughness to be able to understand that when I'm under pressure, I perform better. And for me, I think Reiner van Tonde is showing that, especially with moving back to his position that suits him. Because I know they let him. The last season was the biggest test for him because they pushed him up the order, let him open. It's the hardest thing to do is open in South Africa with a new ball on our pitches. It's the hardest thing to do in South Africa. So for him to come out there in his first proper full season and perform the way he did last season, and then now this season move down the order in a more, I would say, in a more pivotal role for the Knights, a very important role for the Knights, filling the shoes of the likes of Tennis, the brain that was there before, filling the shoes of the likes of Keegan Peterson that was there before, kind of slotting in at number 3 and doing a great job there as well. Michael Pretorius, we've had an interview with him on the Knockdown series. Go check it out in the Knockdown series category on our channel. You can go get to know what he was thinking about and how he was going to approach the season. And I could already tell that how hungry he was. So he really showed it in this particular game as well.
Yeah, so I think Reynard van Tonder, he's been an excellent find for the Knights. It's also fascinating to see how the Knights are going about. In fact, I was a little bit doubtful early on, especially when they lost a star batsman in Keegan Peterson when he relocated to the Dolphins. But now even the Knights are a very new look side, and they've gelled together so nicely after 2 games. They're undefeated so far, and in fact, this is actually their best format over the course of the past few seasons.
Mm. Let's not forget that Michael Botorius also scored a nice 62 in the first innings as well. So he's showing his all-round ability over here in this game as
He's
well.
definitely an all-rounder. He's going to be a good
Yeah.
all-rounder. Yeah.
Yeah. So I also want to talk maybe a little bit about the Dolphins. Now, there's a particular guy that's really standing out to me in his first game. I know that he didn't have a chance to do it in his second innings, but his first innings, 46. Another
Rowan
all-rounder that's
Swart?
really Rwanda Swat, really
Yes.
another amazing all-rounder that's putting up his hand. Obviously, he ran out of partners in the second innings. So he didn't have an opportunity to really save the Dolphins in that game. He was still around at 36 or 58 balls and still unbeaten. So and alas, he lost a few partners. I mean, Keegan Peterson almost like as well stamped his authority in a way. He nearly did with the 48, but he went out. So there's been some, I would say, a variation of different types of fixtures in this round, because from the last round, we obviously had the Knights winning, and obviously the Knights taking it to 2 wins, and now the Titans as well taking it to 2 wins. The Dolphins had a phenomenal game, but obviously now playing in Bloemfontein, different scenery, maybe that helped the Knights a little bit more to be able to actually get the edge over the Dolphins. But I think that particular game shows that we have a lot of talent, and that's important, is that we have the talent in the country that are already pulling through.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. In fact, I think following the retirements of so many key experienced players in the Proteas, that started to raise questions on whether or not we'll be able to find replacements quickly enough. And looking at just how, after just 2 games, we've seen so many players, both young and experienced, play their best, and it's kind of reassuring in a way.
Mm-hmm. Let's go over to the Lions Cobras game again, but just talk from the Lions perspective this time, because we didn't really get to talk about that. We forgot to mention as well George Linder with a massive 69 in that match, also to help out with regards to them obviously drawing that game. He also played a pivotal role, as well as Nandre Berger with a cheeky 38. So that's also very important that we forgot to mention from the Cobra side. George Linder this season showing his amazing ability as an all-rounder as well. Consistently in the wickets and consistently, obviously, with the ball as well. But we have to mention, with the bat as well, sorry. I mean, what we have to mention is Björn Hendricks. Career best figures for him. Putting in a phenomenal performance again. Obviously, his first, the first time around to bowl the Cobras out for 115, which was, I was really hurt by that, being a Capetonian. but 7 of 29 runs for his openings for his first innings, and then in the second innings as well, taking some wickets as well.
Total of 10 wickets. I think he took 7 in the first, 3 in the second.
Yeah, 356 in the second. So not his best of all time. I think he has 11 for under his name, 11 wicket haul under his name. It sounds better. It's not his best figures ever, but it's his best BBI. So his innings, it was the best career best innings figures for him in the first innings. So phenomenal bowling from him. So I know I think he's only played 1 test for South Africa. So
he took a 5-wicket haul on debut. Got to remember that.
Exactly. Yes, you can't forget that. So maybe I want to know what you guys think. Maybe in the comment section. Maybe this is guys really pushing for that type of selection, for a test selection, not only for white ball. We know he's in the white ball setup. We know he's in the white ball squad, but perhaps knocking on the test door there. Abai, you think?
Definitely. I think. See, he took the 5-wicket haul in the very last game of the England series, and now he's off to a tremendous start in the domestic. Imagine he should be there in test plans whenever the next series is.
Yeah. So that's basically all the wrap up of all the games. Thank you a lot, Abai, for giving us your stats. Just give me your last points that you want to say before we say bye to the fans.
Of course. Actually, is there any comments in the comment section that I can address?
No, not at the moment. No.
It was great covering all these games, and I enjoyed and seeing the score was way to perhaps doing that, and going to what's coming.
You're just breaking up over there. I can't hear what you're saying.
My God. Okay. All right. So yeah, I enjoy doing all the apps.
Okay. Okay, so we just lost the buy. We can't really hear him properly. So what I got the gist of what he was saying over there is that he's saying that he's really been enjoying doing this raps and obviously finding out about the players. I'm just gonna wait for him. If he does connect again, he can just say quick goodbye. But there we go.
Okay. Yeah, so, it's great covering this.
Yeah,
Especially, it's
no,
great to see
it's
a lot of Proteas stars.
wait. Just start again
Yeah.
there. Why you just broke up there?
Okay. Yeah. So it's great to see a lot of Proteas shining. I'm looking forward to where the team's going to go the coming games, and always excited to cover daily wraps. So
Okay. Thanks a lot, Abhay, for coming on the show. I've really been enjoying your raps. Don't forget to catch those on the channel as well, guys. So, guys, I'm just going to give you a quick update of what's going to be happening tomorrow. I'm going to be very busy. So, I want you guys to obviously tune into everything that we're going to be giving for you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be trying to get an interview with Reina Vantonda. Um, Possibly I'm going to try to get that done in the morning if possible. I'm just going to have a chat with him tonight and see what day works for him, what time works for him. Sorry, I'll be doing an interview with Björn Hendricks at around 4:30. I'll be interviewing Glenton Steerman as well as 1 p.m. So I want you guys to please tune in for that particular interview. I'm really excited to find out how he feels about being called up to the international side. I'll also be chatting to Stabray Shamsi, which I need to confirm as well at 6 o'clock. I'm going to try to go live with that one so you guys can also get involved in the comment section. So please spread the word. I will put that out on social media so you guys can come join the live and come ask him a couple of questions. I'll also be on the radio tomorrow evening at 9:15 on Radio 7 at 6. So please join for that. On Saturday, I'll also be on a podcast. Daniel Gallen has a podcast. You've seen him on the channel before, Short Fine Legs. I'll be on that podcast as well on Saturday. So that's my weekend so far with regards to where cricket is concerned. Obviously, don't forget Lubabalo's favorite. I know you can see him in the comments over there. The Sunday evening podcast you'll always be doing, and we want to get involved with all of those too. So, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for always supporting us on all platforms. Thanks a lot for tuning into these daily shows. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Click the notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to download the latest issue of the magazine. The links on the screen and in the description. If you have a business and you're looking to automate your sales funnels and you automate your sales and you want to build sales funnels to grow your clients, please click on the links in the description below. We're going to be trying to help as many businesses as possible. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care, everyone.